Minneapolis.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
Minnesota's new coaching staff really leaned on Cousins for leadership and production, and the longtime vet was up to the pressure. 29 touchdowns, 4,500 yards, and a 13-win season, his best as a starter. Captain Kirk, he's quietly been one of the league's most productive passers the last few seasons.
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
That's the NFL vet Calais Campbell coming in and dragging him down. How about the defense there trying to set the tone on the very first play of the game?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glow here tonight because they brought the heat right out of the gate. What a good job establishing a tone for this one.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. Cousins to throw it. His throw incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick six, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
The Falcons ready to go to work here on offense, and at the helm in his 2nd season, Charles, it's Desmond Ridder.
The Falcons got their feet wet with Ridder during a 4-game audition last season, and he did end their year with a pair of wins. Optimism reigns that he is their quarterback of the future.
It's a gain of 14 down 2-14.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throws right back to London, complete again.
And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Sticking with the passing game. Here's Ridder again.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons.
Mac Hollins.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays, and the Falcons score to cap it off.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, and lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. To throw, Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taking on the midfield logo. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
The end result, 21 yards.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Ready.
First down, here's Ritter.
Got a man complete to Miller. Touchdown, Falcons.
Scotty Miller
from 21 yards away.
And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Osborne. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. On play action, Cousins. In trouble, and he's taken down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
first kick 47. This one looks good as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of work.
Oh, he fakes the spike.
And that'll be caught.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing. They were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there. Those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play. That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Trying for it on 4th down. Here's Ritter.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him 2 yards on the gain there, and it will take us to the end of quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
As they've got it as we resume action.
Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 41 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
Now Ritter to throw on 1st down. This pass is caught by London.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
The 26 big yards on that one. It's another 1st down.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Here we go.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here's the 8th overall pick from Texas. It's Bijan Robinson.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Working from the gun, Ritter.
He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Let's go.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Ritter to throw it. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a fourth down.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
So on fourth down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose. But you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second down and 8.
Throwing, Cousins.
This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. From the gun, here's Cousins.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins.
Over the middle and hauled in by Osborne.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Second down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
Here's Cousins.
And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll throw again. Cousins. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
On the set. Ready.
Ritter looking to throw on 1st and 10. Into the hands of London.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, 1st down Falcons.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Ritter on 1st and 10.
And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here we go.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away.
Here's Powell on the return.
So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Falcons offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Addison will go in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going, and also you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, having a partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on third down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Fourth down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota.
This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Joseph is good, and they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster. This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Daniil Hunter, his second sack of the night.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on fourth down.
They're going for this. Here's Ritter.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Boy, sitting on a 2-score lead at this stage in the game. That punter, he must be pretty lonely over there on the sideline thinking, why in the world was my number not called there?
As far as he's concerned, the check will still cash, right? It is your choice not to use me in this situation. But I also look at it this way. You know, some coaches are more aggressive than others. They just want to take care of the football, have the ball on offense, and go at it that way. So a very interesting call, but he wants to take care of the ball himself.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Holding. Offense.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Addison will go in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Joseph's got it.
And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons.
Mac Hollins with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Coup now for the point after.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. First down, here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. That's Osborne. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second and a couple.
Cousins now from the 50. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Osborne. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
At about the 32.
Ready?
He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. To about the 35, 2nd down.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Ritter throwing on 3rd down. That is caught. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run.
Boom.
Still fighting through tackles.
He's still on his feet.
Touchdown, Falcons.
Bijan Robinson.
55 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Coup for the extra point.
And they open the lead up now to 25 points. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. A.J. Terrell, the one who shot in there to drop the QB.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Set, ready. Cut, cut.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Ready up.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple. Although I set you up by saying game balls plural, but
I like where we're going with this. Though you say one to represent like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep